I can't tell you how many times I've heard agents say, cold calling doesn't work. Really, did you try it? Yep. How many calls did you make? I made like 800 calls. I'm like, dude, I've seen agents make 800 calls in 2 days. Like, what are you talking about 800 calls? Get back on those. You make 10,000 calls, and then you tell me cold calling doesn't work.
We've got Joe Rosen with us. I know a lot of people have seen you before, Joe, so welcome to the show. We're happy to have you.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to be here. We were just talking right before we came in. I've been blessed enough to be invited on here 3 times now, so I feel like family with you guys. I appreciate it. I really think when you've got a reason, a goal, a purpose, your why, and it is huge, it is way bigger than anybody else's. It's bigger than something maybe I think I can even do realistically. It's hard when that alarm goes off in the morning not to pop out of bed and get excited, man, because I know every minute I'm on the clock. I've got big things going, and the slower I move, the tougher it's going to be to reach those monster goals. So when I have that, it makes it so rewarding for me. If I didn't have big goals like that, I'd probably, with all this positivity, eventually it would probably slowly die out a little bit too. So I think that building goals into your life, it just serves such a big purpose. I think there's 2 whys. There's a positive why that I'm chasing, and there's a negative why that's probably running after me, right? And honestly, I think the negative why, and this is probably true for a lot of people, but it's probably a little more uncomfortable to talk about. I think that negative why that's chasing people probably carries a lot more weight than the positive why. The positive why is fun, it's exciting, but when that runs out, man, that negative why is chomping at the heels. It's coming after you. So for the positive why, I want to get people into real estate. I want to help them through coaching. I want to help them through our team. I want to help them through our downline and our alliance. And I want to get them wherever the heck it is they want to be. If that's a team guy, great. If you want to start your own team, get it. I don't care what you want to do, but man, I'd love to be a big old part of you growing and getting bigger, right? So for me, a big part of me measuring my success is how much am I contributing to others? How much better am I making other people's lives? That's huge for me. And I even go so far as to make it measurable, right? So that's my positive why. That's exciting. That wakes me up every morning, right? The negative why is that scary why of like, I have to succeed, and I have to succeed big time, because you don't know if 2008's come again. You don't know if you're going to get sick. You don't know, like, you don't know. So I need to get so doggone successful that it's going to take a big old problem to set me back. So for me, I've got that scary why chomping at my heels, and I'm trying to sprint away from that too. So you've always got a couple different things in the back of your mind. The big thing is, are you aware of them, cognizant of them, and are you letting those motivate you? If you're aware and you know what's going on, man, that's helpful. I've got 3 or 4 pillars of prospecting at all times.
Okay.
So when I first started out, it was REDX, right? And then I had my networking group that I started. And then I had social media. It was primarily Facebook, but it was social media. I'll do all those for 6 months. And I've got, let me see if I got one here. I do. I got this little guy right here I made. It's a little tracker, right? And there's 6 colored squares for 6 days, Monday through Saturday. And I've got that sitting next to me every single day. And as I'm doing things, I'm checking those off. I'm putting numbers in there, right? But you got to have the tracker. If you've got the 3 pillars or the 4 pillars like I'm talking about, and you're not tracking it, at the end of 6 to 12 months, which I think that's the appropriate amount of time to answer that question directly, I think a minimum of 6 months gets you a picture of how those numbers are working out for you. And if you track it, you can see. But here's what happens, man. People don't like making calls because they don't like all that rejection. So I get that. So they'll do that because Joe Rosen told them to, but they hate it. And then they'll go do open houses, and they love it because it's low rejection, and I don't have to be a salesman, but I can still feel like I'm working, right? And they'll get 1 sale off the open house. They'll get 5 off the cold calls. And then at the end of 6 months, if I were to say to them without a tracker, what's working for you, what's not working? There's a good chance they're going to say, cold calls suck. It's not working. Let's get it out of there. Open houses are rocking it. And they're going to say that because emotionally, that's what they're leaning towards, right? That's what makes them comfortable. But if you track it, your emotions don't matter. Facts matter, numbers matter. And when you look at that, you're going to say, this is what's making me the money. This is what isn't making me the money. So when I've got those 3-4 pillars, I'm going to look at whatever worked the least over 6 months. I'm going to get rid of it no matter what. And I'm going to put a new 4th pillar in there, something trendy, something fun, something I've been staring at for a while, whatever it is. And a lot of people would say, why would you get rid of that 4th thing if it's working, even if it's working a little bit less than the other 3? And the reason is because there's always going to be something that you need to do to progress, right? If I did now what worked 25 years ago, I'd absolutely fail. There's no way I'd be successful. So you had to find the new thing or you're out of luck. You're out of business. For that reason, I'm willing to take a risk that 4th thing that's kind of working, I might lose a little bit of business to pick up whatever, TikTok, and maybe TikTok just sucks and I can't do anything on TikTok, which I probably can't. Well, then at least I tried. Because eventually you're going to find that thing that does work and you're going to be the first one there. Because you have a system built around being trendy, being on it, trying it. And it's only 25% of what you're doing, man. So it's really worth it. And you've still got the top, the best 1, 2, or 3 things. So you're not even losing 25%, right? You're probably losing 5 or 10% because the number 1 and number 2 are your big things. So for me, 6 to 12 months, but you got to track. If you're not tracking, it doesn't matter how long it is. You've got to track it. You've got to see where your money's coming from. And then that's exactly how I do that. Okay, you had goals. The goal better be objective, all right? So we're not going to put on there, I want to sell a bunch of homes. That's subjective. Tell me I want to sell 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever it is, houses. Okay, cool. That's very objective. So if you said 30 and you sold 29, you lose. You did not meet your goal. 30, you got it, right? It's black and white. Everything should have a deadline. If you've got a big old goal that takes 6 months, too bad. We meet every 30 days. So you better break that 6-month goal down into a 30-day goal, right? A smaller 30-day reachable goal so that we're making slow. Because otherwise what happens if you don't break that down, right? 6 months comes by, I didn't make that goal. And you can justify emotionally, well, that was a big goal. It's kind of tough to reach. That's why I didn't do it. But if we can break it into smaller goals, I can say, BS, get that goal. All you got to do is do this much this month, this much next month. Boom, 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 boom. You add it up times 6. Boom, you got your big old goal, right? It's that easy. Right. So we try to really focus on breaking all that down into 30-day reachable, realistic goals. And then with every goal, you've got a plan. Okay. So you can't just say, I want to sell, let's use an easier number, man, 36 houses, right? That's 3 a month. Okay, cool. Great. You can't just say that. And that's what every realtor does. But that's super fun. That's cool. But if you fail, how do I push you to that next level if you didn't have a plan? Let's build the plan. What are the objective things you're going to do? How many calls are you going to make? How many doors are you going to knock on? How many open houses? How many DMs are you sending? How many Facebook posts are you putting out? How many YouTube channels you starting? How many networking meetings you going to? Like all those things, you better have it down to a number. Again, with a deadline. And if it's too big, make it smaller so you can fit it into 30 days. Have that plan. Now, when 30 days comes, if you didn't meet the goal, I can ask you the simple question. Was it you or was it the plan? If it was you, let's work on you. Let's talk about time management. Let's talk about motivation. Let's talk about inspiration. Let's talk about goals. Let's talk about accountability. Let's talk about different things we can do with you. If it was the plan and you did the plan, well, then the plan just sucked. Let's build another plan, man. That's too easy. But we all hit little hurdles, right? And sometimes you need, and that's kind of the reason if you've got a coach or a team leader, something like that, that's their purpose, right? They should be driving you, pushing you, guiding you, giving that inspiration. If you don't have it, they should be calling you at 7 a.m. saying, get out of bed, buddy, let's do it. But you need that person. You need that accountability. But heck yeah. But you got to know yourself, right? Right. So some of us need it, some of us don't. But even me, there's some days where I call my buddy, Alex Hagg, and I say, listen, I don't know why, but I'm not feeling it. For the next week, I want you to call me every morning. It's 5:30, and we're going to have a little conversation for 5 minutes about what we're going to do to crush today. And that's all it takes, man. 5 minutes on the phone with my buddy Alex. Boom, I'm locked in. Mindset is made.